um, ever feel like the world is just too much, like a constant barrage of noise and expectations? That feeling, surprisingly, is at the heart of why Neon Genesis Evangelion remains so relevant. Even 31 years after its famously strange ending aired, the series debuted in 1995, promising giant robots and epic battles. What viewers got was a deep dive into the mind of a scared teenager, and a finale that traded answers for questions. Modern life is saturated with screens, constant judgment, and pressure to succeed. Loneliness is rampant even when surrounded by connections. Burnout and self-doubt are commonplace. Um, Evangelion's final message isn't about winning a battle, but about surviving the pain, setting boundaries, in choosing connection without losing yourself. In a world of constant crises, those questions feel more urgent than ever. Most sci-fi finales chase explanations. Um, Evangelion stopped being a typical action show and started feeling like a raw, unfiltered diary. Uh, Shinji Ikari's fear, shame, and anger took center stage. Images repeated clean animation gave way to sketches. Uh, the audience was plunged inside a mind that couldn't rest, and it was a bold move in 1995, and it still feels daring today because it treats mental anguish as a legitimate threat, not a side note. Shinji's greatest enemy isn't a monster outside, but the belief that love must be earned through obedience. It's the fear that mistakes make you worthless. Uh, these thoughts resonate deeply in an age of constant comparison and relentless feedback. The ending also reveals how easily the mind can build a prison, endlessly seeking approval that never feels safe. This loop mirrors modern anxiety, endless checking, constant self-doubt, and the fear of judgment. By framing the apocalypse as a therapy session, Evangelion argues that saving the world is meaningless if you destroy yourself in the process. This idea hits even harder now, as conversations around mental health are finally gaining traction, yet shame often silences those who need help most. Evangelion's central sci-fi concept is the human instrumentality project. The idea is simple. Pain comes from separation, and fear comes from being misunderstood. And instrumentality offers a solution. Merge every mind into one shared consciousness, eliminating the possibility of rejection. It's an extreme fantasy, but it reflects a modern desire for effortless connection. Um, Real relationships take time, family can be messy, and romance can hurt. Online life promises instant connection, but often delivers disappointment. Instrumentality also raises a crucial question about boundaries. Uh, if every thought is shared, privacy vanishes. Uh, to If every feeling is blended, identity dissolves. It sounds peaceful, but it's a form of violence, removing choice, the right to be alone, and the right to say no. That's why the ending feels so relevant today. Um, Modern culture pushes constant sharing with phones tracking our location and apps, rewarding oversharing. Um, it would be a public opinion can punish a mistake in minutes. If, in that world, instrumentality is a mirror, reflecting a life where separation feels unsafe. Uh, Evangelion suggests that true connection is possible only when a person can choose to leave. Uh, uh, Evangelion is filled with adults who talk about duty, survival, and destiny. But beneath those words are children crying out for simple care. The burden of saving the world is placed on teenagers who never asked for it. That makes the ending darker than most sci-fi stories. The final crisis isn't just about aliens and robots. It's about a father treating a son like a tool and leaders blaming the child for their failures. It's about a workplace that rewards cold results while ignoring the human cost. And while this theme feels increasingly relevant today, um, students are pressured to compete without rest. Young workers are told to be passionate even when pay is low and stress is high. Big problems like war and climate change fall on young shoulders, while powerful adults argue in closed rooms. Evangelion's ending shows what happens when a person is trained to survive, but not trained to live. Uh, Shinji is praised only when he fights. Uh, uh, the self becomes a project to manage, not a life to enjoy. Um, the strangest part is how normal that pattern feels. Uh, that Evangelion makes it clear that a broken system can look heroic from a distance. But up close, it looks like a scared child in an empty room. Um, Many sci-fi stories end by explaining the rules of the universe. Evangelion ends by asking what a person does with their cane. The TV finale turns inward, ending on a strange note of acceptance. The follow-up film, The End of Evangelion, shows the same crisis with harsh images and raw fear. And that refusal to offer easy answers is part of why the finale still resonates. Modern life is full of unfinished stories. Muse cycles move too fast to feel complete, and online arguments demand instant certainty. A lot of people are pressured to pick a side, label a feeling, and move on. Evangelion pushes back, saying that confusion is real and that healing isn't a straight line. The ending also centers on consent. Instrumentality may seem peaceful, but it erases choice. Uh, um, the story treats separation as painful yet necessary pieces, and at pieces, a person can be hurt by others and still decide to return to the world. Evangelion's final scenes also mirror how memory works. Uh, Trauma can replay the same moment for years. Um, it um, uh, a mind can argue with itself for days, but the the ending shows those loops without pretending they're simple. 31 years later, a strangest sci-fi ending still offers a clear lesson. Meaning is built, not handed down. Um, that lesson feels urgent in an age where so many voices fight to define reality. Um, so next time you're feeling overwhelmed, remember Shinji Ikari. Um, he's a mess, but he's also a reminder that it's okay to be confused, it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to just be. And at least he had a giant robot to pilot. Um, I just have laundry. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.